everybody, I'm Tom Vasel, and we do so many top 10 lists here at the Dice Tower. Every year I do my top 10 games of the year, and I do my top 10 surprises, which are different than the top 10. And yet I want to talk about some more great games. I can't help myself. So that's what this list is. These are 10 more great games. If you take out my top 10 and you take out the 10 surprises, these are the next 10. So this is kind of, you could think of this as 11 through 20, or it's somewhere between 11 through 30. These are some more fantastic games. So number 10 here on 10 more great games is Video Game Champion. Video Game Champion, when you were a kid in the 80s and 90s and wanted to go rent games from the store, this is a game that I would think of playing. This is what this game is to me. It's a very solid game. It's part of the Dice Tower Essentials. I just love running around, renting games before someone else can rent them, being the first to beat a game, getting a magazine for cheat codes, for strategy tips to help you do better in the game. If you like that and want it in a board game, Video Game Champion is really where it's at. The whole theme just comes barreling out of this game. I like it a lot. Number 9 is a sequel to one of the most popular games that come out in the last decade. That popular game being Wingspan. The sequel here being Wormspan. Wormspan is Wingspan with dragons. Now that's not quite true. There are some changes to the game, and actually I like the changes better. I think it's a better game than Wingspan, although again I realize some people like birds more than dragons. I like the dragons. I like the idea of sneaking through the caves and collecting things. You get to run people down, and that production line aspect of this brings it pretty high. And the fact that there's baby dragons and that can do other things, it's a good kind of follow-up to Wingspan. I like it a lot, Wormspan. Number 8 is the smallest game on any of my lists anywhere, and that is Bog. So Bog is from Pack of Games, and the Pack of Games this is their third series of 8 small games. And some of them I hate, some of them are okay, and some of them I love. Bog is one of the ones I love. It is just a frog v. frog game, an abstract strategy game where I am moving my frogs across the lily pads, trying to score points, trying to get them onto your side, trying to at least make a move on my turn. Because if you can't make a move, you lose. Other than that, you score points by building patterns and doing other things. It is so tense. It packs so much game into just a deck of cards that is the size of a pack of gum. I'm very impressed with Bog. Number 7 is a deduction game that I love, and that's Chronologic. Chronologic is a game in which you are trying to figure out who done it, whether it murders someone, stealing a necklace. Each scenario of this game, players are going to be asking questions of like a computer. You basically put 2 cards together, look at them and see what the answer is. You get one answer, everyone else at the table gets another answer. And so you give everyone some information, but you get some more information. You are trying to figure out quickly who doesn't. If you like Clue, never play it again. Play Chronologic. This game takes even more complex games like Awkward Guests, and I think it makes it in a much more simple thing. But it's still crunchy logic. It's very fun. Chronologic, my number 7. Number 6 for me is Harrow County. Now, this is based on a comic that when I first heard about it, I had not read. I've since read the comic, and I like Off the Page, and they're taking these comics and making them games. Harrow County is a very excellent 2-player game. Now, there's a lot going on, from there being a cube tower to asymmetrical powers. There is 3 different factions. You can even play it with 3 players, with a 4th coming. That's in an expansion. There are different leaders that you can run. And it's so different, right? If you're looking for games that are not on the beaten path, Harrow County is definitely in that regard. But it also stays very true to the theme of the comics. I really like this back and forth. If you've never read the comics, I think they're very interesting. And this game brings them to life, Harrow County. Number 5 is probably the most popular game to come out over the past year, and that is Lord of the Rings Duel. Lord of the Rings Duel is a refinement of Seven Wonders Duel, but it adds in the Lord of the Rings theming and also gets rid of points. There's now 3 ways to win: get the ring to Mordor or catch the ring bears, control the entire land area, or make friends with 6 different factions. And it's done in a drafting style. And yes, it has some similarities to Seven Wonders Duel. It's clearly based on that game. But to me, it kind of obliterates it, and how much better it is. It just plays very smoothly. I like it a lot. Lord of the Rings, Duel for Middle-earth. Number 4 is a party game. Pretty high for a party game for me, but I love Link City. Link City is a game in which there's a city that you are building together cooperatively. It's a cooperative party game, and you start with some buildings that are random buildings out there. There might be a library, there might be a statue, there might be a convenience store, and then we put some random spots out there essentially, and one person gets some new buildings, and they decide in which spot they're going to put each building, and then everyone else has to guess. And they're like, well, would Bob have put the bar next to the convenience store? I don't know. Would he put the police station next to the library? Maybe the police station makes more sense over here by the convenience store and it won't get robbed as much. That's the whole game, but it's funny to talk and try to think through why somebody would place something in a city, Link City. Tidal Blades 2, a weirdly named game because it's the next story-wise after the first Tidal Blades, but this one's very different. It's a big adventure-style game. Tidal Blades, which takes place in a really cool universe here with the unfolders and a kind of an aqua theme thing where you're playing as turtles and other creatures under the sea and fighting squids and crabs and things like that. It has an amazing combat system, one of the best I've ever seen in one of these style games. It's simple to play, adds a very strong advancement track. You're going to be always upgrading and always getting better. Tons of fun. Tidal Blades 2. Also, should mention the components in it are top tier. Number 2 is Fractured Sky. I love Fractured Sky. This game of area control, sort of, as these gems are landing on this planet and you are trying to find them and then control them. So there's a little bit of deduction. There's a lot of bluffing with the cool magnet pieces, the ships, as you put them out and you sit there and go, okay, one chip's colored differently than everyone else. So that's either your highest chip or your lowest chip. And you just put 2 ships there. How much do you want to control that region? What do you know that I don't know? Ways to upgrade, back and forth. It's a very interactive game. A lot of cool things going on. Fractured Sky from Ivy Studios. And my number 1 of my next great 10 games is Spectral. Spectral is a game that mixes area control and deduction. Now, this was lower on my deduction game list because deduction is half of it, but I love the area control in this game too. You are trying to figure out where these point tokens are going to land up at the end of the game. The cards tell you. This card says 1 goes here, this card says 1 goes here, and you kind of move them around, figure out where they are. And once you figure that out, then you're trying to control the areas around them by building these kind of like walls around them, and whoever has the most wins the good chip or bad chip. Sometimes you make a mistake. So that mix of deduction and area control for me is just so good. That is Spectral. So from Bitewing Games. So those are 10 more great games. Folks, I could do 10 more games after this, but I think we'll stop here. From 2024, I'm Tom Vasel, and you've been watching The Dice Tower. Hey folks, thanks for watching another one of our videos. If you like our videos, if you like our channel, you would love to game with us at one of our conventions. Check out Dice Tower Cruise, Dice Tower East, and Dice Tower West. Fantastic conventions where we play games with wonderful people, a humongous library, and lots of other events and stuff. Also, don't forget to check out our channel, like and subscribe. I'm Tom Vasel.